Salut. This is the Crypto Kid Podcast TV, and today we discuss money mindset with Kali Muscle, Big Boy, and Wes Watson. So I'm glad to have you guys here, everyone. Man, I was running a bit late. Man, I've been having so many different things going on today. But either way, man, I was setting up my new Truth Social account and lost track of the time. And this is going to be a short podcast, man. I want to, this is more of a reflection podcast. Just giving my opinion and assessment. Observing the social media terrain. I've seen a lot, and you see a lot of people that are out there that are doing it, and most people aren't. And what I've seen is that the biggest thing that is lacking, if you look through YouTube, man, and I look through a lot of the posts that are there, what is fascinating is how many posts you see that make you stop and scroll, but then you realize, oh, that's not even Kali Muscle. That's not even Big Boy. That's not even Wes Watson. That's somebody else. And, what's hilarious is there's this recurring theme of, I keep seeing this post, it's over. It's over for Big Boy. It's over for Kali Muscle. It's like whoever these people that are posting out there, they're like wishing their doom. And I believe one of the things that is lacking is that these people don't have vision. And so because these people don't have vision, they can't see that whether you like them or not, it's like Donald Trump. Whether you like Donald Trump or not, he is who he is. He's brash. He's vulgar. He may rub against you. He's not going to let you run over him. So you may not like him. But regardless of that, the guy is still popular. The guy is still financially successful. The guy is still politically successful. And what you see is a lot of those people who just don't like his style. They get more upset, which actually adds to his popularity. And that's the same thing I see here with Kali Muscle, Big Boy, and Wes Watson. I do want to preface this. I am Kali Muscle's new business partner. I've been working with him about 10 weeks now. So this is all new. I've been following him on social media for a few years. I still have never physically met him, but we both are from the Bay Area. I've never met or communicated with Big Boy. I've never met or communicated with Wes Watson. I don't know them from Adam. But still, I've been doing the internet since it came out. So when we were still pretty much text message, email style, that your email looked like a text message. You could not transmit a image, whether it was JPEG, PNG. You couldn't transmit video. And our message, like when my background is math and economics, so I got into the internet to download statistical data from the University of Michigan and the University of Maryland's statistical database, because they hold all of the government economic statistics. And as an economist, you need to be able to download those and crunch those and do econometrics and make some predictions. And so that's how long I've been doing it, since 1994. So that's 30 straight years. And back then we were using Mosaic as our web browser. So that is the only way you could really look at any images. But through an email, you weren't necessarily sending images unless you were higher up in the academic scale, accolades, and groups, and you had access to higher, more powerful software that allowed you to transmit images. Okay, so I've been doing this for a long time. And I started marketing, really, which would turn into online marketing while I was at UC Irvine back in 1996, 97, and working with some music groups that wanted to promote. And we were still handing out flyers on campus. That was still your major way of promoting any type of social event. If you had a clothing line, if you were a rapper and you wanted people to show up to a nightclub or something, you would just go walk around any public place and hand out stuff, and people would show up. Okay. But now the whole social media, and then you fast forward 30 years, now you're on social media. You have platforms like Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, um, Truth Social. And so you have all these different platforms that you can post to, and they all have different themes. And so you need to figure out how to become successful at using those. And if you are successful, you can use those for monetary benefit, which if you have a lot of followers or subscribers, you can acquire ad revenue from platforms. Mainly, I would say YouTube is the number one platform where you could really look to earning some money, and then TikTok as well. And the one of the pioneers in this game, one of the originators, is Kali Muscle. He's been on the scene for more than between 14 and 17 years. He's been doing this, and he is like one of the pioneers. And I haven't even been following that long. I've only been following Kali Muscle for like 2 years. And then through him, following him in his different workouts, I learned about Big Boy, and I would watch them like when they would be in the old Los Angeles gutters, the sewers where the water used to flow, where now you see, a lot is used for a lot of uh, activity and police car chases through that and everything. And they would be doing workouts and all that stuff. And they would be using creative ideas like trash bags full of water. I mean, just all that kind of stuff. And so that's how I became familiar with Big Boy. And only over the last month or so, and I'm talking 4 weeks, and today is December 10th, 2024. So over the last 4 weeks, I found out about Wes Watson, and I've been consuming his content as well, and I really like it. And I've noticed just all of the comments, the posts that people are doing that get 20 and 30,000 views, how they're saying it's over for Wes Watson and Kali Muscle. And, and it seems to be all this negativity where people are hating on them. And I believe it's because they're jealous that these people have figured out the algorithm. These people, Kali Muscle, the originator, Big Boy, Wes Watson, they've figured out how each platform works, and they exploit it to their advantage. And I know when people think of exploiting, and the word exploitation is always seen as a negative word, but that's not true. There are various definitions of exploit, and I'm going to exploitation synonym. See, they only use the main ones you get is taken advantage of, unfair treatment, bleeding dry. But other synonyms for exploitation is utilization, utilizing, use, making use of, putting to use, making the most of, capitalization on, cashing in on. So those are the positive synonyms for the word exploiting and exploitation. And these three people, Kali Muscle, Big Boy, and Wes Watson, have figured out how to exploit all of the social media platforms to their advantage. And as a result, they receive ad revenue. They can do affiliate marketing. They can sell their own products and become wealthy. And I believe that's what we all want to do. So this is just my take, that I believe that all the negativity you're seeing out here against Kali Muscle and Big Boy and Wes Watson is negativity that's stemming from jealousy. Not that these people are garbage people in any kind of way, because and all of my dealings with Kali Muscle, it's always been positive. We have a clear understanding as men, about what we're doing together. Like I said, I've never communicated with Big Boy and Wes Watson, but from what I get, all of these men are very genuine. And I would say of the three, Kali Muscle, Big Boy, and Wes Watson, I'm more like Wes Watson. I'm more what you see is what you get. How I'm talking now is the same way I would talk to you in my living room or, somewhere having a glass of wine or some food at a restaurant. I would talk in the same way, use the same language and whatnot. And so I actually resonate with Wes Watson because he speaks a lot of truth. I didn't go to prison like these three gentlemen. I had a different experience, but I grew up and lived a lot of life on the streets of Vallejo, California. I had a lot of association with gangs myself. I had a lot of cousins in gangs, and I've lost cousins to gangs, so I know the life. And from what I've seen, all three of these people are very positive and they're telling you the realities of life. And they're giving you the mindset that you need to be able to make money. You may think that Wes Watson is very harsh, just like you may think Donald Trump is very harsh, but then that's why Donald Trump is so successful, because he understands that this is a dog eat dog world. He doesn't take it personal. Look at the attacks that the Biden administration, the Democrats put over on him, let alone the Republican Party, how they attacked him over his own party, attacked him over the last 8 years, how Barack Obama began the whole spying expedition by by tapping his email so they could gain information on anybody. They used the guise of some operative in Trump Tower, but Barack Obama is the real culprit for starting the weaponization of the DOJ by authorizing the email tap with very little information on the email server at Trump Tower. And that's what created a lot of this garbage and crap and this weaponization and lawfare that we're experiencing now. So nevertheless, you've seen out all these attacks. Well, to me, Donald Trump has shown you how you need to keep your composure and your cool as you're being attacked from all angles, because effectively with the lawsuit in New York by Letitia James, she effectively wiped out the majority of Donald Trump's wealth through her lawsuit and the judgment that the judge issued, which now has been thrown out and everything like that. But Donald Trump never lost his cool, his composure. He never sweated. He never let them see him at any moment struggling or shivering, quaking in his boots. And those are the lessons that you need to learn. And I'm telling you, you need to soak up the material that Kali Muscle was putting out there, Big Boy, Wes Watson. You need to watch it. I also watch and recommend Myron Golden. He comes from a Christian spiritual perspective. He has a lot of wisdom, but he also shares with you a lot of the hard times. And this is a man who suffered polio as a child, who makes millions every month. So what I'm telling you is, don't listen to all these haters. I mean, like, what is their motive? And then you look at Wes Watson and the good life, great life that he's living with his different, his Bugatti and all that stuff, living in Miami, Florida. And, this is real life. And you look at Kali Muscle and Big Boy, and they're doing it. And along the way, life is a cosine wave. You're going to have ups and downs like a roller coaster. And that's just how life is. And you can't, and the success you have in life is your ability to roll with those punches, not like let those setbacks take you out. I've recently suffered quite a few, and yeah, it hurts and everything, but that's a part of life. It toughens you. Me, I'm a godly man, so I always give it up to the Lord. And I know the Lord is my shield, my buckler. So even when I'm going through it extremely, terribly bad, and, I'm probably just coming out of one of those phases, I know I'm giving my trust into the Lord, and I want to have that faith like King David. And that's the kind of faith that you need. You need to be reading the Bible. I'm telling you, for me, the best book in the Bible is the book of Psalms by King David, which are poems, songs written to worship God. And this is after King David had taken such a great fall. He had this great victory against Goliath. He lived a great life and everything. And then he put Bathsheba's husband at the front of the battle, purposefully to get him murdered. And that's exactly what happened, so that he could take Bathsheba as his wife. And then he lost everything as a result of that. And he, lived in the fields and chewed grass with the cows. And, he lived a wretched life, and he repented and gave praise to God, and God took him back in after his repentance. Okay. And that is another thing you need to have. Like me, I'm always preaching the 4 F's: faith, family, fitness, finance. You need to have all 4 areas of your life in order: faith, family, fitness, finance. You have any one of those areas lacking, the other 3 will lack as well. So this is the Crypto Kid talking about money mindset with Kali Muscle Big Boy and Wes Watson. And let's go be just like Wes Watson, just like Big Boy, just like Kali Muscle. You need that. I love that when Wes Watson says that. Let's go. All right. So go get that money. All right. Be hardcore. Have faith in yourself and your abilities to go get it. Let's go get it.